welcome to Idea Angel, dear friends. This entire coronavirus pandemic has disrupted everyone's life around the globe, and everyone is wondering what is the silver lining, how things will improve in future, how businesses will resume, how jobs will be saved, how economy will be revived, and how such pandemics can be avoided in future. So this entire thing about silver lining, everyone has got their own perspective. I have created a series of small videos where I'm talking about some technologies and associated opportunities for budding entrepreneurs, which collectively form the silver lining that I see to this entire coronavirus pandemic. I think that these technologies, when delivered at scale, can actually do the heavy lifting of various things that the government agencies and people associated with social cause are trying to do to curb the menace of this pandemic and reduce the impact. If you like this video or you have more suggestions on things which you believe can also form part of this kind of silver lining, then please don't forget to put your comments on my YouTube channel. Here is the first example of how technology can actually be a silver lining to this entire coronavirus pandemic. You know, few days back I was reading this story about how Russia didn't have as many coronavirus cases as the rest of the world did, and a lot of credit was given to the surveillance cameras that they have deployed in various Russian cities. In fact, they were talking about some 176,000 cameras operating, I think, in city was Moscow. And then what was happening is that in these cameras, the faces of the people walking through airports or metro stations, railway stations, and bus stations or public places is tracked or detected first and then tracked, and then it kind of creates a database for the government to detect the movement of people. And the highlight of this entire story was that when the government was trying to avoid the movement of people so that social distancing could be maintained, this system was able to quickly detect that whether a person is actually moving when they've been advised not to move. And the turnaround time was less than 30 seconds. So within 30 seconds, if somebody is moving from one place to other place, the system is capable of detecting that, look, this is the person, and this person has moved from this point A to point B. And I think this kind of a technology, and this technology is actually not very complex, but the complexity comes when it is deployed at scale. So what does this technology actually do? So it has got cameras, it has got face detection, it has got big data. So video feeds are being consumed, faces are being detected on frames, and then those faces are associated some digital signatures, and then those faces are stored in a huge database, so that in future when the same face is detected by some other camera in some other part of the city, then they can just look up the database and see that what is the associated event that is taking place with that particular face. The only challenge is that 176,000 cameras, for example, in the case of Russia, I mean, this is a huge scale. And to operate at this scale obviously requires complex engineering, especially in terms of how you consume the feeds and how do you store them in real time, convert faces to digital signatures, and then create a database where you could actually do some queries and they can return some results in predictable time frames. So this is a technology which I think is awesome. And of course, in normal times, people will say that, look, it has got privacy issues and other ethical issues associated with detection of faces. But in these unusual circumstances, I think this kind of a technology, if delivered at scale, can actually help a nation to avoid a lot of problems which are associated with implementation of lockdown or social distancing or detection of people who are not following the rules. So I think for startup um, and budding entrepreneurs, if they can actually work on some technology on these lines, which can actually scale in the times of need, can actually do a lot of good to the overall humanity. And I think the components exist in the market. It is just about someone picking up those components and integrating a end-to-end solution. And I think this is awesome piece of information that at least I received in the last 10 to 15 days. And I think this is I will personally vote this is the number one opportunity for people like us. And that's why I think this is one of the silver lining to this entire pandemic. Folks, I hope you liked my video, and if you have any comments or suggestions which will help me make these videos better, please put your comments below on my YouTube channel, or if you see this video on LinkedIn, feel free to put comments on LinkedIn itself, and I will try to incorporate your feedback in my subsequent videos. And if you have come to this point and you liked it, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that in future, if whenever I post a new video, you get an alert, and then you can also do an analysis of what I think on a new idea, and then put your comments on those videos as well. So thank you so much for watching till this point, and I wish you all the health and well-being. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Goodbye.